Nice warning screen, I suppose. Doki Doki Afterimage is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated in any way with Team Salvato. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the original game. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at the official website, or in Steam. By playing Doki Doki Afterimage, you agree that you have completed Doki Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. A mod by Dreamer. It's on full screen. Nice art here already. Greetings, I'm Amy, and welcome to Doki Doki Afterimage, and I'm really excited to play this mod. I already really like the art and the sound design right now. Like the sound design, the music. As far as I'm concerned, Sayori will come back here as a ghost, and I was looking for like mods after Sayori's death, and this was one I found to be very interesting. So I'm really looking forward to see how this is gonna go. And I really like the music. Really nice music. I'm excited to do my review here just because I'm excited to keep hearing the music. New game. I don't know if there's any romance between the characters, so you know what? I'm just gonna go with... I'm just gonna go with Amy. Nice music. I love the music right now. Wind's howling with its great beginning. With its last parade riding its horse throughout the garage, my body abruptly leaning forward. I'm surrounded by countless backpacks, suitcases, beanies, and shoes. Interrupting those glowing screens awkwardly, I step out of the subway door. Walking towards the exit, I take a look at the grim sky, imprisoned by cold steels. I bury my face into my collar and walk up the necessary steps, one by one, in order to get up there. Vehicles rushing by ride the moisture into my face. There are a few passengers around, my eyes mostly fixed on the shining leaves. Why do you wear such thin clothes? What? I turned to the other side of the alley. Beneath that well-worn telegraph pole, something was looming, as if someone was there. However, there are no signs of walking nor wet footprints. I closed my eyes and gently opened them, to notice nothing but my heart being tightly grabbed by something I can't quite describe. I walked the path with a rather anxious pace, firmly holding my rain-avoiding tool. Like an umbrella? Pale courtyard rails just drag my eyes there unceasingly. My increasing speed could barely fight back its strength. I think this should be a mod where I only get better with the words if I play more frequently. Memories flood in. Every step prints a dialogue. Water flows into the sewer wave by wave. It's clearer for me than anyone that if I stop by, even only for a second, I will slip. It was totally wrong not to follow this GPS. There must be a much shorter route. However, my body subconsciously walks on this path ever since I got out of the subway station. Who am I going to blame, though? This is where I used to live, after all. Lucky, I've got somewhere to visit. Right? Finally, I start tramping past foreign buildings, past those LED light boxes and plastic counters, then present my well-edited lines to those vaccinated faces. We take out our documents, exchange smiles, show off our teeth, and our tongues stir up the saliva, weaving polite words into the behaved air. I pick up my red umbrella by the door and stare at the outside streets from where I stand still. Suddenly, some shadows approach my back. Dodging its engagement, I stagger to the corner. Turns out to be a couple of high school students walking outside, chatting and laughing. I notice something. It's their collar. Their collar. I just toss my eyes there until the shades of red vanish behind the expanding angle between us. My fluorescent phone screen tends to become a main role on the stage of the dim sky. I cope with my social apps nonchalantly using one hand. Eventually, I turn off the GPS, simply just walk back to where I came. Orange glitter draws my silhouette cautiously onto the window across the street. I dig forward, eyes on the ground. But a sense of warmth stopped me in the middle of this road, in front of the peaceful courtyard. An unfamiliar car parked on the side of the house. Although it's still a few meters from where I stand, the heat under the hood is still hard to ignore, as is the light behind the window. A gentle melody paints every inch of the room with its welcoming color. I could hardly recognize anything through the vague windows, but I'm sure that there are many people sitting around a big table. Must be quite a meal, among the cheerful laughter and clangs of cutlery, who 2 children are looming. You can cook? Really? Maybe you should change the word with eat. You don't believe me? Don't beg me for a taste then. Deep relaxation from the shower head slips down my eyelids, lingering with my skin towards the last corner where light could ever reach. Highlights hop from one drop to another, blow everything around me into this soothing stream. My nerves seem to ease a little. Nothing's better than a proper hot shower after a busy yet cold, wet day. Have you brought your pillow today? I dry myself up, open the window. My forehead bang against the chilly concrete wall. Seriously. Nerves resume onto the cello. Freezing air stabs into my bones with no mercy. When hard steel wires pierce through my eyelids to pull them up, an aged stoop appears at my sight. Hello? That was a weird voice for an old man, but the old man saw me react a little, so he gave it another pat on my shoulder. I saw you standing here for a while now. Are you looking for someone? No, nothing much. So I'm just spacing out. A foul taste of vertigo strikes over me. Street lamps get so gloomy, pavements start to curve, to fold, to intertwine, expelling my ugly figure out of this silent street. Was this maybe already Sayori? I sit in front of my desk, fiddling with my boring pen. My brain just won't stop replaying it all. Images get tossed into the desk and crash to pieces before I could examine them correctly. I look up at my bookshelf at the least appealing corner. It still lies there. Pulling it out, dust begins to wake. I gently turn the pages over, along with the inferior lines. Then I pick up the increased paper, unfold it, and hold it on my palms. I sigh to myself. They are leaving my mouth. The once floated dust now starts to become more visible under my table lamp. The most familiar handwriting in my life lies there faintly, unable to breathe even once. I try to fold it back, yet my body remains limp. Before long, I stand up and walk to the living room. It's probably midnight now, but I still want to take a walk. It's not like I will be able to know who or what awaits me in my dreams, or another night without any dreams. I managed to reach the dorm room in darkness. What a day. I gently opened the door. Okay, that's something. Boo! Okay. I'm caught off guard, stagger back against the door frame, barely maintain my balance, catch my breath, then stand up to look at the doorway. What's happening? I swear I've heard something. Oh. Some sign fog enters my door from the distant darkness outside, forming the tenderest figure in my memory at the last defensive line of mine. She slowly steps out of the glim far beyond my reach, descend from the celestial like a helpless star. I feel a salty taste filling my throat. The then starts to take form, then she waves her hand before my eyes. Seems like she made a mistake to measure the distance. Her hand runs through my face, the thin fog gets disturbed and then reluctantly gathered together again. When she finally releases my eyesight, an undeniably familiar face reveals. Hey, Amy. I try my best to stay calm, but billions of stings all get intertwined inside my head as walls begin falling apart, leaving their solemn height behind. Overwhelming tides take down every frontness in the blink of an eye. My body trembles under the heavy air hammer, bashing and smashing. I take a glance at her neck. Behind her half-visible scion, there's nothing but the silent doorway, facing the freezing breeze of November. I try to remember more, but my efforts become useless behind my blurry eyes. Amy, what's wrong? Seeing me wordless, she seems to be a bit worried. Close my eyes, forcing them to rotate a little. Tears drip down to my shirt. I dare not to open them. I dare not to confirm. My feet sink down the quicksand. I give in to the surging memory. Let them drag me down to the bottom. Only the cold air reminds me of my delicate presence. Hey! Hearing her call, I open my eyes without any hesitation. The sign figure is still there. Fog instantly fades at the edge of the outline, as if she were to disappear into the vast world any second with the blow of a storm. Luckily, there's no storm tonight, nor the vast world. Sayori? Hi, Amy. Where are we right now? Her voice is very hoarse, but her tone remains half heart-lifting, as if nothing has ever changed. I chose my words, edited them, considered them, scrutinized my thousands of phrases in thousands lines, poems, thousands of times, trying to find the most proper way to reply to her. Finally, I let a long sigh. You really gave me a heart attack back there. I reached out to pat on her shoulder, but my hand just goes through her body, leaving only the darkness around the floor door. It's always so interesting to see you get flustered. I didn't know. I was just about to take a walk outside and you suddenly... She lets out a giggle, seems still replaying my earlier reaction. Her eyes meet as her laughter begins to dim. Even though we are standing at a close distance, my gaze seems to be carried 1,000 miles away, traveling to the end of time. Here, where even lights could not reach, I finally found my sky blue eyes. Although they were unable to escape the siege of the cyan, I remember their original color. I see limpid tears emerge from there, soaking her pillow, her Mr. Cow, her paper beneath her pen. How are you doing? She lowers her head, tears leaking through her fingers unstoppably. Her shoulders begin to tremble. In the end, she can no longer hold it, collapses to me. I reach out to her, embrace her. There's nothing I can come up with at this moment. I think a hug is the best thing I can do now. She goes through my body as she crashes to the ground. Endless sorrows kick in, drowning, slaughtering. A lightning tears my heart in half. I crouch down to lift her up, to hug her tightly. But no matter what I do, there's only this stone-cold air to respond to me. Her Crying is the only thing that echoes in my room. Her mixture gets stirred to a mess thanks to my movement. The mist is becoming less and less visible. Panic strikes, sending a chill down my spine. I hastily close the front door and then try to rearrange the fog into her body, or rather her shape. Put my hand on her back to comfort her. I know things don't quite work the way it usually does right now, that I'm just using my own strength to hold my hand in the air to match the pose of comforting. I hope this will somehow make her feel better, even though I don't believe in the slightest that the warmth can reach her side. But I know she's by my side, and that's good. I kneel by her side. I couldn't even make out a single word from her sobbing. She buries her face in her hands, her coral hair tuned down to cover them as her bow shakes in unspeakable fear. Suddenly I uttered a bitter chuckle. Sadness and sorrow could no longer be suppressed under my throat. I memorized that Monday, that chair lying on the floor, and the weight when she fell into my arms. The rough rope still tied to her neck like a wolf choking its prey, with the dried blood rusting the air. Morning lights gently penetrated her window, but they could never warm her cold body again. I'm sorry. Once again I tried to reach her, but the result is all the same. It's fine. She wipes her tears away, trying her best to hold the sobbing back, then looks up at me. It wasn't your fault. Her gravelly voice is barely recognizable. I can see her throat struggling under that awful bruise on her neck, as if the rope's still there. Does it hurt? She nods. Don't talk, okay? I'll get you some water. You can try it. I freeze the moment I stand up. Stupid. I can only turn around to face her awkwardness as I find her clutching the end of my jacket. I reach out to take her hand in mine with disbelief. Out of the blue, hers gets lifted up by me successfully. Sadly, there are too many details in my reality. Soon I find out that she's just cooperating. However, a small sense of warmth flows out from her fingertips. Yet it disappears before I can pay more attention to it. But how are you doing? I'm fine. She forces a smile. Why, now's not the time for that. Are you hungry? The sentence pops out of my mouth without me noticing noticing as I'm trying to change the subject. She looks at the ground helplessly. This is enough! Her expression is like tons of rocks covering my chest, making it impossible for me to breathe. So I'm just lost in thought about something else. I was thinking about what it is like to find my friend like that. And I've collected my thoughts again. I hope I don't think I'll improve my writing though. Reading. I have to do something. I stormed the kitchen, cluelessly searching in the fridge. Finally, I managed to find something that can be called food before I put them into the microwave and sit at the table. She follows me into the kitchen. I turn the light. That's when I notice she's not standing firmly on the ground, but rather a floating state. You moved? Yeah. I transferred to another school. I couldn't stay around there anymore. I look at her in guilt. What's this? She points to my PS5 in the corner. That's my gaming console. Hump, you began to play games again? I bet that you're not attending any clubs either. Well, actually, there are lots of activities going around in college, so What? You're in college now? Yeah, after all. It's been 4 years. Oh. Already 4 years? Look at you. Didn't comb, didn't shave. She walks towards me, mildly touching my face. Jesus, you always in me sometimes. She giggles, running her hand through my long-forgotten hair, how it feels like nothing but the plain air. I'm speechless, thinking of it. When was the last time I looked in the mirror? So it doesn't go... Wait here. Warm smell spreads out all over the kitchen as soon as I open the microwave, bringing at least some ease to this cold night. I put the pasta onto the table. Its red sauce seems especially intriguing under the orange light. I have to say, even this makes me hungry. Her eyes are just about to beam, but it doesn't ease me a bit. I put a fork before her. Wow, this looks really nice. A familiar gasp rings by my ears. The Sayori I know fully comes back as she reaches the fork and prepares a pasta massacre when suddenly her fingers pass through the motionless metal. I clench my fists. God damn it! I curse the fucking pasta in my mind. I want to burn the table. I want to crash the useless microwave. You can have it. You didn't eat on time, right? I can tell. I smile. No one knows me better than you. Otherwise, why would you bring yourself an extra fork? I take up my fork, yet I can hardly move them. The weight is beyond all measuring, sealing all my senses. I can't move them an inch, even if I have the power to rewind day and night. Harry, it's getting cold. Well, it's still a bit too hot right now, since I heated it too long, and I want to slap myself in the face. What kind of bad excuse is that? Anyway, I start eating the food. It is a bit hot, to say the least, but it's not my problem to worry about. I just mix up the sauce with random intertwined curves and stuff whatever it turns out to be into my mouth. The density decreases in my plate when the last minced meat vanished behind my teeth. A tear drops to the warmth that lingers above the whiteness. I reach out to take some napkins with my mouth full of pasta. Sayori sits across the table, holding her chin. She seems better. Your cooking is not so bad after all. She taps a finger on the table as her legs dangle below it. Her smile looks so beautiful under the only light that illuminates this empty room. How do you know? I gulped down some water, wiping my face with the napkin. I don't know. It's just that watching you eat makes me feel better. Reminds me what pasta tastes like, I guess. And the look on your face tells me everything. She'd kill me if she knew this was just some random microwave food I picked up from some random convenience store. Suddenly she coughs severely as he had tried to touch her throat. I'll drink some more. I think I'm crazy, but I guess grasping the straw is all I can do now. So I take down 3 glasses of water in one go. I notice that she's gulping too. Her expression seems a lot easier now. I recall everything she has done after we meet. How do I know that this is actually working? Or she's just pretending to not worry me? I look at the slowly appearing smile on her face. I believe her. Any better? I smile in bittersweet. Just don't touch it, okay? It hasn't healed yet. Let me take a look. I walk over to examine her neck. Ghost cyan mist cannot hide her pain. I know that what their colors are supposed to be. The texture of woven rope has been imprinted into her soft skin, and cold blood, turning her inner flesh out. The valley that orbits her neck is not even scrapped yet, and the blood is still seeping out from it, drip by drip. The grain shivers with her every breath, and the fiber that hasn't left her neck yet is still like millions of scrapped blades stabbing into the bottom of my heart without remorse. I'm sorry. wasn't your fault. It wasn't anyone's fault. She murmurs to herself. I take her hands, watching them. Her fingertips are stained with blood. The nail of her index finger from her right hand has been ripped open. In that case, I would assume that when you found her, I think one of the first things would probably be the clear sign of whatever, forget it. I just know the worst part for me was the facial expression very clearly being like... He was in a lot of pain in his last moments. And another bad part was the cleanup afterwards. There's a lot more blood in Hank than some might think there is, at least in the cases we had. Of course, I can't speak for everything, I know that. Some fiber that still sticks on her thumb, dried to a grilled brown along with the blood. Other fingers' condition are probably worse, but I fail to remember more as my eyes water up again. Are you tired? She shakes her head. Let's take a walk outside. I want to take a look at where you live. That's when I realized that she's still wearing her thin pajamas with her bare feet. That's out of the question. At least... But she just chuckles. What are you thinking? It's not like I can get any colder since I'm a spooky ghost. Alright. Just wait a bit. I'll go get a coat. I rushed to the bedroom, opened the wardrobe to take out the warmest jacket. Then, just as I was about to close it, I stopped. I grabbed a beanie, just in case. Ah! That's 2 scores for Sayori! Really, Sayori? Oh, you have to learn to watch your back. You'll pay for this. Well, how about seeing how well you pay for this mess first? Then begins to check my room, hands behind her back. Will you look at this? Gosh, what even is this? You know what you look like? Guess next you're going to put my name on that list of yours, right? President Sayori. You bet. I roll her out of the room with the beanie in my hands. Then I push the doorknob once again, embrace the cold night, with Sayori behind my back. Let's go on a walk. So, have we been here before? It doesn't seem so unfamiliar. Yeah, but I didn't move that far. Remember that forest we used to hang out? It's not far from here since it's the suburb. Let me think. Ah! Is there a lake where we buried our time capsule by it? I smile. Yeah, beneath that biggest tree. We walk past a lonely street lamp as my shadow gets stretched into the darkness by my back. Can others see you? I'm not sure. Since I just woke up like hours ago, I haven't seen anyone else besides you. So it was just him earlier. You just woke up. I look at her in confusion. Yeah, everything starts to dim when my eyes were open. Even my eyes were open. I couldn't see or feel anything. When I regained my eyesight, well, you're there, sitting in your bedroom, reading something. But I didn't think you noticed me, so... So that's how you get your first score. We continue to walk under that artificial light. What about the festival? What happened after... How's Natsuki and Yuri doing? From what Monica told me, the atmosphere was utterly down due to the lack of presents, and the visitors were also not that enthusiastic about the sharing, so the activities ended in a rush. I guess I'll just tell her the truth. Monica... What's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. I wonder if we're like what type of universe we're in, or if Monica is like self-aware or not. Don't worry about it. What happened to our club after the festival? Well, we disbanded because we weren't enough members, but I don't remember anything specific during that time. I just don't remember. I gulp. I think about it. That period was like a glass covered with steam. Only ambiguous pictures come into my eyes. The rest is nothing but a blur. I attended a few days of school after you left. So many things to fix, so many people to inform. I didn't receive any actual help since I literally got no friends. Hell, even reading those guidelines and filling endless forms were enough to make me a walking dead. I stopped to catch a breath. Your seat, your books, your photo on the glass wall. Too many things to face. I couldn't stay there anymore, so I transferred as fast as I could, just to get away. Sayori pauses. What about Natsuki? And Yuri? Monica? A sting of familiar names pierces my body, overpowering all my fights and resists. I can't dodge, I can't hide, I can only name the rain of memory soaks me from inside out. I'm sorry. I don't even quite remember. I didn't see Natsuki and Yuri after the funeral. I suppose I don't remember their expressions that day. Guess sometimes it's better to just leave a person alone. As for Monica, a pair of emerald eyes suddenly emerge in my mind, an empty classroom. What was that? She's... Gosh, why is it so hard to remember? I frown as if some worms slide into my clothes. This discrepancy in the memory questions my brain unstoppably. I think I've met Monica after that. We talked like a lot. But it feels like I wasn't there. That I wasn't a part of it. Oh. And when I try to remember more of it, the memory just abruptly jumps to my new school part. So is there like a mixture of like the actual like of the main game mixed in there, but she wasn't really like present, but like the player somewhat was, and there was like Act 3. But what happened after that? How did Sayori come now back as a ghost? Interesting. It doesn't match. It doesn't make sense. Amy, are you alright? She reaches out to my hand. It must be a tough time for you, but it's okay to forget. Maybe it's even a bliss to not remember all of it, right? Let's talk about your college! Eternus returning to herself. Sure, where do you want me to begin with? Start with your new club president! Huh? We walk and talk. From my roommates to our new library, from that twisted stench on the campus to the dust deserting their steel leaves. I mentioned to her that I am keeping a sunflower in my room, and that big fat cat can't even roll herself over thanks to the students' treat. And some weird fellows sitting behind the bushes, drawing the flow of life. And of course, my new club president. There's still a literature club at my college, which is a good thing. Although everyone seems to prefer talking about novels and movies, I still keep the habit of writing poetry. I tell her about the notebook. The notebook I was reading earlier. I keep every one of her poems there, along with my mindless sentences and phrases. From moist to dry, from dry to moist, all the way down until the end of the last page, until what's behind the back cover. Dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands? I can't quite remember, just as I can't remember how many hours and 4 years, 1 month plus 1 day, and how many seconds in 30,784 hours. Time never gives you a break. I was lingering in my comfort zone a minute ago, then I got thrown away into a place where two parallel lines meet a minute after, chasing the glassy butterfly at the edge of my reality. Amy, she raised a hand before me. I'm pulled back to reality. The sun is revealing itself behind the cyan sky. We sit on the bench along the street, watching the bustling students crowding towards the school gate. Looks like we somehow wandered to our high school. Is everything okay? You're spacing out again. I'm fine. I want to take a look inside. She leans back against the bench. Under the bright morning lights, her smiling cheeks seem so So insignificant. Sunlight penetrates her ghost's outline, making it more and more invisible. I can't almost figure out those details inside the mist, like the dew retreating to the blue sky. Her body is disappearing in the most noisy lights. I cry out loud subconsciously. I feel gazes nailing it onto me. Sayori! Huh? I'm losing you! What are you talking about? I'm here, dummy. The curve of her lip is looming in the thin air. You won't be able to leave me hanging this time. I'll stick to you, wherever you go. A fortunate cold sweat drips down my forehead. I could look for my old uniform if... What about mine? It's okay, I have... That's a bad joke. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But don't you have courses to attend? It's nothing, none of them matters. Okay. So what's next? We head back? No, we have breakfast. I stand up and walk forward the moment I finish my sentence. Hey, wait for me! What's with the speed? It's a surprise. What? She trots to the front of me, walking backwards. Suddenly, a stranger passes through her, disturbing her figure to a mess. Hey! The fog reforms after the stranger leaves. Watch yourself. What is it? It won't be a surprise if I tell you. Please! She turns around me in pure curiosity. Do you feel anything when others run through you? Don't change the subject! Here we are. We walk on the sidewalk for a while before we reach the bakery. A lady is tidying up the mess of the rushing hour. Morning, miss. I would like 4 cinnamon buns. Wow! Sarah jumps all around the counters, eventually ending up staring at those decent pastries. I make my way to the checkout as her typical exaggerating voice echoes in the background. I can hear her wolfing down the food anxiously, and those rusty wheels of the school gate grinding against the concrete. We are fired off like an arrow leaving its bow, pointing straight into the school building, with our plastic bags flying behind us. Hurry, just eat it! Sarah's radiating her excitement from all over her body. Her happiness passes across the end of her hair to reach my palms, then drips all the way down onto the street's steaming buns. Little nervous, I pay the cashier. When the cashier walks away, I ask Sayori in a low voice. She really couldn't hear you. I wonder if Natsuki and Yuri can. I'm not too sure about Yuri, but Natsuki... She's probably gonna pass out. Nah, Nat's not that, damn it. I wolfed down the 4 of them in one go. Sayori looks at me, satisfied. I'm assuming he did it because that's how she used to do it. How was it? You bet! I laugh. Fancy anything else? Can you handle? It wouldn't hurt to just bring them back. In that case... I want this! And this! This one seems good. Oh, almost forgot the cookies! I've just made myself another bad decision. Okay. That's enough. My fridge's not gonna hold it. I just don't see you like this very often. She looks at me, or rather the 2 big shopping bags in my hands. I can only make up some compromising face. But these pastries are steaming hotly. I guess I will trade anything with the world as long as she's happy. I can't hold it. Let's take the bus. I knee against the wall to catch my breath. No, you should take more exercise. That's easy for you to say. Don't forget who I am buying this for. Alright. It won't be that far since we have already walked this long, right? I take out my phone to check the map. It shows 13.3 kilometers on this GPS. We walked that far? Given this, I refuse to walk a single step. I drag Sayori to the nearest bus stop. Unbelievably, again I tried to look at the sign, line to line, up and down, but still failed to find my answer. Looks like we have to walk. I lift up the 2 bags, stepping forward reluctantly. for your playing. This is the first demo of Afterimage. We will be really appreciative if you could give us advices on the gameplay. Thanks again, until next time. Okay, I didn't know it was a mod. Give me a moment. I'll enjoy in the meantime the music. Well, look, if there wasn't anything else about it. Okay, so I checked and it supposedly isn't a demo. I don't know if I downloaded the wrong thing. I'll check in for a bit. Either way, if nothing else, I'll leave this at the demo for now and see that I can get the full game, and then we'll continue where we left off. But for the time being, I suppose I need to download the full version now. I thought I did it already. But anyway, I just like it a lot. I think it's a very interesting idea, especially with Monica, because I don't know how it's gonna be with the... It seems kind of like Act 3 did happen. So I'm very interested to see how this is gonna go. So anyway, I'll see you guys... maybe I will see you guys when I finally get to the full game. I need to check up on that real quick though, but I will finish the full game if I find out how to get it properly. Because I'm very interested. I like the story thus far, though it feels a bit... There are moments where I feel like there's a bit of whiplash, and it feels like he adjusted it pretty quickly, but I don't know how I would react either. Maybe you would try to just talk about it that way. A bit of whiplash, but aside from that, I feel like this is a very good mod, and I'm very interested to continue playing when I get the full version. Oh, I need to properly say goodbye first. Have a good night, a good evening, a good morning, or a good day, and I hope you all stay safe.